Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to the most popular car in every US state. This is going to be really cool because it's going to, by seeing what cars are popular, kind of tells you a little bit about the financial ability of the people that live there, I think. Because I expect, if you compare somewhere like, I don't know, Alabama, I would imagine that the most popular car is going to be something, fairly standard, something maybe like a Toyota Camry, something like that, something affordable, reliable, nothing fancy. Whereas in somewhere like, let me say, California, I imagine the average car might be something like a BMW 3 Series, for example. Something a bit nicer, foreign car, a little bit of luxury, just because I think that the average person in California probably makes considerably more than the average person in Alabama. So it's going to be fun and also just to see what people, their tastes and their flavors, like if they fancy foreign cars or if they want to stick with American cars, like your sort of General Motors type stuff, Fords and stuff. If people prefer pickups or saloon cars, sedans. It's going to be really, really interesting. I'm going to enjoy this video. Let's do it.
Have you ever wondered what's the most popular car in each state in America? Or better yet, what's the most distinctive car in each state? Because if you were to take a list of the most popular cars in each state in the US, the map would look something like this. Pretty boring, right? That being said, what car was the most...
Yeah, the F-150, isn't that the best-selling car in America for the last 5-10 years?
Distinctive in each state? What model of car did, say, California buy far more often than any other state in the Union? In this video, we'll use data from a study published by Popular Mechanics that investigates which car was the most distinctive in each state, along with the normal...
Oh! Good old Rolls Royce. That's a Phantom, right? Oh, love that color as well.
Vehicle registration statistics. So without further ado, let's discuss America's unofficial state cars. Starting off with Alabama, the Kia Forte comes in at number...
Okay, so I wasn't too far away. Kia, Japanese, is it Japanese? No, I think it's Korean.
One. With an MSRP of $18,000, the Kia Forte sells at 286% of the national average. In Alaska, the $27,000 Subaru WRX sells at 341% of the U.S. national average. In Arizona, the Fiat 500L, going for $22,000, sells at 238% of the national average.
Really? The Fiat in Arizona? That's interesting.
While the Fiat 500 sells at 1.7 times the national average. In Arkansas, the $34,000 Sierra 1500 is the most popular vehicle sold. In California, the Tesla Model S
Why didn't I think of that? Of course, it's going to be a Tesla, isn't it? Electric car and all that. Absolutely.
Selling at $74,500 has more than 3 times the market share of its national average. Electric vehicles in general are popular in California thanks to its zero-emission vehicle mandate. In Colorado, the Nissan Xterra with an MSRP of $34,000 sells at 424% of the national average.
Makes sense. Rugged, reliable.
With an MSRP of $24,800, the Nissan Rogue is the most popular vehicle sold in Connecticut based on new car registrations in 2016. In Delaware, the Volvo S80, going for $50,450, sells at 345% of the national average.
I did not expect to see Volvo make this list, but they are reliable cars.
Fun fact, the Aston Martin Vantage's market share is more than 2.5 times the national average. In the state of Florida, the $83,100 BMW 760 sells at 623% of the national average. Additionally, 3 Rolls-Royce models, including the Phantom, Ghost, and Wraith, all have market shares in Florida more than 3 times their national average.
Wow, there's a lot of money in Florida, eh? A lot of money. Maybe is it true in Florida you don't pay any state income tax? Is that true? Maybe that's where all the money's going. I kid.
In Georgia, the Nissan Leaf sells at 1,500% of the national average, thanks in part to a recently discontinued $5,000 tax credit towards the purchase of an electric vehicle. The Toyota Tacoma, costing $25,550, is the most popular vehicle sold in Hawaii based on new car registrations in 2016.
That's because they're moving all of their surfboards and stuff taking them down to the beach. They needed all that space in the trunk.
With an MSRP of $19,000, the Honda Civic is the most popular vehicle in Idaho. In Illinois, the Dodge Caravan sells at 291% of the national average, while the Mitsubishi Outlander and Outlander Sport both have market shares more than twice the national average. In Indiana, the Buick Encore sells at 249% of the national average. In the state of Iowa, the Chevy Impala with an MSRP of $28,000 is the most popular vehicle based on new car registrations in 2016. In Kansas, the Toyota Camry, priced at $24,000, is the...
That's a shocker. I thought Kansas, because there's a lot of farmers there, you'd need something big. I would have thought a big old pickup truck, you know, F-150, you know, type thing, Dodge Ram.
Most popular vehicle based on new car registrations in 2016. In Kentucky, the Kia Rio sells at 229% of the national average. In Louisiana, the BMW 760 sells at 854% of the national average based on new car registrations in 2016 at a starting price of $32,200. The Silverado 1500 is the most popular vehicle.
This thing looks great in black, I have to say. It looks mean.
Vehicle sold in the state of Maine. At a price of $24,250, the Honda CR-V is the most popular vehicle sold in Maryland based on new car registrations in 2016. The Toyota Corolla, priced at $18,700, is the most popular vehicle in Massachusetts. Priced at $22,000, the Chevy Malibu is the most popular vehicle in Michigan. In Minnesota, the $28,000 Ford Taurus sells at 271% of the national average.
I don't know, like, because in Minnesota, right, they get a lot of snow. I would have thought something with really good traction, you know, a 4x4 maybe with all-wheel drive. These choices. What do you guys think New York's #1 thing is going to be? Might be another sort of Tesla thing because of, you know, it's rich state. Yeah, maybe Tesla?
In addition, the Silverado and the Ford F-Series each have market shares more than 1.5 times their national averages.
That makes more
sense. In
sense.
Mississippi, the $33,000 Nissan Maxima sells at 484% of the national average. In the state of Missouri, with an MSRP of $27,000, the Dodge Caravan sells at 208% of the national average. In Montana, the $32,000 Ram 1500 sells at 400% of the national average. Fun fact, in Montana, 3 exotic cars, including the Ferrari F12, Porsche 918, and Aston Martin Vanquish, sell at more than 5 times their national averages.
Wow, the people of Montana have got some good taste and the Benjamins to back it up.
The Ferrari F12 selling at more than 9 times its national average. However, this is likely due to the fact that Montana levies no sales tax and allows owners to form LLCs to register their supercar in Montana, even if their main residence is in another state. In Nebraska, with an MSRP of $51,000, the Chevy Suburban sells at 260% of the national average. Also, the Silverado and the Ram 1500 each sell at a rate more than twice their national averages. In Nevada, the $22,000 Fiat 500L sells at 388% of the national average. Additionally, in Nevada, the Rolls-Royce Wraith, Bentley Mulsanne, and Continental sell at more than twice their national rates.
It's probably all the people who like own the casinos and stuff, right? The ballers.
In the state of New Hampshire, with a price tag of $38,250, the Volvo V60 sells at 597% of the national average. In the state of New Jersey, the $72,000 Audi S6 sells at 260% of the national average.
Because New Jersey's so expensive, you got to think people there probably can afford to spend a bit of money on their car. Audi, great choice, great cars. I think New York will be similar. New York will either be Audi or BMW, I reckon.
In New Jersey, 6 Audi models, including the S6, A4, A5, A3, and Q7, each sell at a rate more than twice their respective national averages. In New Mexico, priced at $21,000, the Buick Verano sells at 415% of the national average. With an MSRP of $19,000, the Honda Civic is the most popular vehicle in New York based on new car registrations in 2016. In the state of North Carolina, the Honda Accord, priced at $24,000, is the most popular vehicle based on new car registrations in 2016. In North Dakota, the $67,000 Yukon Denali sells at 567% of the national average. In the state of Ohio, the $18,000 Chevrolet Cruze sells at 201% of the national average. In Oklahoma, with an MSRP of $52,000, the Ford Expedition sells at 266% of the national average.
Is the Expedition model bigger than the F-150? Or is the Expedition model strictly an SUV whereas the F-150 is a pickup truck? Like, because they look really similar.
Based on new car registrations in 2016 at a starting price of $32,200, the Subaru Outback is the most popular vehicle sold in the state of Oregon. In Pennsylvania, the $21,000 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport sells at 298% of the national average. In the state of Rhode Island, priced at $17,000, the Hyundai Elantra Coupe sells at 452% of the national average. In South Carolina, the $21,000 Ford F-150 is the most popular vehicle.
The F-150 is $21,000 new. Did he just say that?
In South Carolina, the $21,000 Ford F-150 is the most popular vehicle sold based on new car registrations.
That is a good price, I'd say, for a vehicle that size. Not bad.
In 2016. In South Dakota, the $50,000 Lincoln MKT sells at 641% of the national average. In South Dakota, the Aston Martin Vanquish and DB9 each have market shares more than 5 times their respective national averages. In the state of Tennessee, costing $23,000, the Nissan Altima is the most popular vehicle in the state. In the state of Texas, the $28,000 Ford F-150 is the most popular vehicle sold based on new car registrations.
But he just said the F-150 is $21,000 a minute ago. Maybe in Texas a different, more upscale model is the more popular one.
In the state of Utah, with an MSRP of $22,300, the Volkswagen Touareg sells at 366% of the national average. The Subaru Legacy, priced at $23,000, is the most popular vehicle in Vermont. In Virginia, the $44,000 Audi S3 sells at 346% of the national average. In Washington, the $30,000 Nissan Leaf sells at 407% of the national average. Not surprisingly, 3 electric cars, including the Nissan Leaf, BMW i3, and Tesla Model S, each sell at a rate more than twice their national averages in the state of Washington. This is probably due to the fact that in Washington, all electric cars are exempt from state motor vehicle taxes and use tax. With an MSRP of $18,000, the Ford Focus is the most...
If you were to buy a car in America, how many taxes do you have to pay before, you actually own the car and all of that stuff? Because here you pay road tax, which costs me about, I don't know, £20 a month, something like that. But, once you buy the car and you've paid for your insurance, that's it. There's no additional tax. What are the different taxes? Because I keep hearing about different exemptions and stuff. What taxes do you have to pay on top of buying the actual car for the price of the car?
Popular vehicle in West Virginia based on new car registrations in 2016. In Wisconsin, the $21,000 Dodge Caravan sells at 388% of the national average. In addition, the Rolls-Royce Phantom sells at more than twice the national rate. Lastly, with an MSRP of $32,365, the Ford Explorer is the top pick in the state of Wyoming. Well, guys, that's the unofficial list of the most popular cars in each state.
Very cool video. My expectations were completely wrong. For some reason, I thought the bulk of the Midwest states would be, big 4x4s or pickup trucks due to the vast terrains that they have to traverse and the driving conditions. You'd need something with all-wheel drive, good torque and stuff like that. But no, most of them were sedans, smaller cars. And I thought New York would be something like a Beamer, BMW, just because of the highly expensive, prices everywhere in that state. I imagine people spend more money on their cars, but maybe it makes sense that they're more frugal with their cars. Whereas New Jersey, the average car was the most popular car was the Audi A7, which is an expensive car, very nice car. Really cool video. It was interesting seeing I think it was Rhode Island or something, where the most popular car this year was the Ferrari F12. It's dude, what's going on in Rhode Island, man? I think I need to move there. Really, really fun video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.